Melchizedek stood at the helm of his ship, the crystalline artifact cradled in his gloved hand. A pulsing heart of divine luminescence forged in the silence of a forgotten past. Not long ago, in the ruins of a shattered outpost, he had felt the Creator's whisper in the artifact's glow. Now, as his vessel sailed, through the void, any Confederation vessel alongside Melchizedek's ship would experience that same sacred light pulse in unison. It imbued him with a resolve as ancient as the cosmos. He would not fail. Outside, the vast emptiness of space stretched before him, a canvas of darkness, dotted with the distant light of stars. It was beautiful, yet it held untold dangers, dangers he was ready to face. The fate of humanity rested on his shoulders. The quiet hum of the engines was shattered by a distant warning. On the view screen, an alarm blared. On the main view screen, dark silhouettes emerged from the star-speckled darkness. A Mekkah patrol, their sleek, predatory craft cutting through the void like shards of obsidian. 3 Mekkah cruisers materialized from hyperspace. The patrol's insignia, a grim testament to relentless oppression, flashed ominously on the display. In that moment, the weight of countless enslaved souls bore down on Melchizedek's shoulders. This was not merely another skirmish, it was a defining trial in the war for humanity's soul. They were here for one thing, the artifact. Tension filled the bridge, the crew sprang into action, their faces grim but determined. They were outnumbered, outgunned, but they had something the Mekkah lacked, hope embodied in the artifact. Melchizedek gripped it tighter, drawing strength from its energy. "Shields up!" The executive officer's voice rang clear through the comm. "They're approaching fast." The artifact pulsed, its light intensifying. Melchizedek's gaze drifted to the crystalline relic. Its soft pulsation quickened, echoing the fervor within him. It resonated with Melchizedek's growing resolve. He felt a surge of energy, an ancient power coursing through his veins. He remembered the moment in the ruins when the artifact had unlocked visions of freedom, a future where the malignant one's grip of the Mekkah was severed, where the light of the Creator reclaimed lost souls. He knew what he had to do. He raised the artifact high, its light bathing him in a warm glow. The bridge crew watched in awe, their fear momentarily forgotten. The artifact was more than just a weapon. It was a symbol of humanity's faith in the Creator, its refusal to bow to the malignant one's tyranny. Section 4. The First Strike. The Mekkah ships opened fire. Beams of energy lanced across space, aimed at the heart of Melchizedek's ship. The flagship's shield shimmered under the onslaught, but it was clear that conventional defenses would not suffice. The shields struggled to hold against the onslaught. It was just the beginning. Melchizedek, with a calm determination born of divine insight, stepped away from the control panel and raised the artifact toward the incoming barrage. Standing firm, his gaze unwavering. He held the artifact aloft, channeling its power. He would not falter. Not now. Not when hope was within reach. He would stand against the darkness, a guidepost against the encroaching night. Section 5. A beacon ignited. The artifact pulsed one final time, then erupted in a blinding flash of light. A surge of radiant energy burst forth from the crystalline core. The artifact's glow intensified into a blinding cascade of light, a luminous tide that washed over the deck and spilled out into the void. It was as if the very breath of the Creator had been unleashed, a force that resonated with the heartbeat of the universe itself. The energy washed over the ship, then surged outwards, a shockwave of pure cosmic power. The Mekkah ships, advancing with predatory precision, began to feel the impact. As the wave of incandescent energy reached them, their hulls flickered and then splintered. The Mekkah vessels, engineered for oppression and subjugation, faltered under the onslaught of a power far greater than brute force. On the bridge, the crew shielded their eyes from the brilliance. A dazzling display of sparks and dissolving metal marked the disintegration of the enemy fleet. One after another, the cruisers succumbed, 2 shuddering violently before fragmenting into motes of stardust, the other one simply vanishing in a burst of radiant light. When they could see again, they gasped. The Mekkah ships were gone, vaporized by the artifact's power. Inside the ship's command chamber, Melchizedek's voice was awestruck yet resolute. "By the Creator's grace, we've turned their darkness against them." All that remained was a fading afterglow, a testament to the raw power they had just witnessed. Section 6. A New Dawn. Melchizedek lowered the artifact slowly, its light ebbing to a gentle, pulsing rhythm once more. In that lingering glow, he saw echoes of the liberated souls, the enslaved consciousnesses that had once writhed under the Mekkah's tyranny, now free from their shackles. The relic had done more than destroy. It had cleansed, transforming malignant energy into a beacon of salvation. As the remnants of the patrol drifted away like fading phantoms, the silence that followed was heavy with possibility. The battle had been swift, yet decisive. The radiant power of the artifact had not only neutralized the immediate threat, but had also sent a message to every corner of the Celestial Confederation. The divine spark within humanity had been awakened. He felt drained, but exhilarated. In the quiet aftermath, Melchizedek addressed his assembled crew. "Let this be known. Today the light of the Creator shone upon us. With every beat of our hearts we carry that divine flame. The Mekkah may think their grip is eternal, but we have seen the path to ascension. We will free every enslaved soul and reclaim our destiny." They had survived. More than that, they had won. The executive officer stepped forward, placing a steady hand on Melchizedek's shoulder. "Your faith and the relic's power have given us hope, Commander. Today, we strike a blow not just against our foes, but for the very future of the Confederation." They had stared into the abyss and emerged victorious. The stars beyond the viewport seemed to shine brighter, as if affirming his words. The encounter with the Mekkah patrol had been a trial by fire, a crucible that had transformed hesitation into unyielding resolve. Now, armed with the artifact's radiant power and a renewed purpose, Melchizedek steered the ship into the boundless darkness, ready to light the way to a new dawn. A new hope dawned on the faces of the crew. As the ship surged onward into the endless void, the silence of space was filled with an ancient promise, the ascension of the 12 and the rebirth of humanity's divine spark, heralded by the light of a single, shattering encounter. They had witnessed the impossible. They had seen the power of the artifact, the power of their unity, their shared belief. They knew then that their fight was far from over, but for now they allowed themselves a moment of victory. They had been tested, and they had emerged stronger, unified. The artifact had shown them the way, and they would follow its light towards a brighter future.